welcome to my channel. Today we are talking all about vegan ice cream, and I'm going to show you how to make it 4 different ways. Now we are in the heat of summer, even though it is kind of cold and cloudy day today, but we are in the heat of summer and I think ice cream is pretty much the perfect summer treat. So I wanted to give you some really easy recipes that are not only vegan but also gluten-free, and they are really healthy. You're not going to need an ice cream maker for these recipes. They are also fruit-based, so that means they are naturally sweetened, and we are using 5 ingredients or less for every single recipe. So these are pretty much the easiest recipes that you could ever make. I have linked all of the instructions, ingredient lists, everything like that. Everything you need to know is down below, so make sure to check out that description box. I've actually listed a bunch of the full recipes down below for you, so you can get all that info down there. I've also included some of my recommended products, so the food processor that I recommend, as well as the blender jar that you'll see me using. Those are the best ways that I have found to make these types of ice creams at home. And I will say that 3 of these are banana based, so they're basically like my spins on a banana ice cream. But I also made sure to include a banana free version because I know a lot of you, or some of you at least, are sensitive / allergic to bananas, and the cherry option is awesome and you guys are gonna love it. So I do just wanna say, if you have not yet joined our community, I would love for you to subscribe. You can hit that red subscribe button right below this video. That will subscribe you. And without further ado, I think we should just go ahead and dive right in. First up, we're gonna make a standard vanilla ice cream. The ingredients we're gonna use are coconut water, or you could use almond milk, vanilla extract, and frozen bananas. And we are going to add the bananas as well as the vanilla and whatever liquid you're using into a blender or a food processor. Pop on the lid, and then you can just blend this up until it's smooth and creamy. I personally was using a blender for this video just because I had smaller amounts. So if you're doing a small amount, I recommend a blender. If you're doing a larger amount, I recommend a food processor. Once you have it all nice and creamy, you can just remove the lid. This is the texture that it's gonna be. It's gonna be kind of like soft serve. And then I used a plate to actually just scoop my ice cream into like little balls. And then I decided to freeze this for about 6 to 8 hours until it's totally frozen. From there, just let it come to room temperature a little bit so that it softens enough for you to scoop it. And then you can just scoop it into your dish. Top it with your desired toppings. I just did plain for this video, but you could really go crazy with this one because it's so kind of standard and basic with the flavor. And enjoy. Our second ice cream is a standard strawberry ice cream. For our ingredients, again, we're using a liquid. I'm using coconut water, as well as some frozen strawberries and some frozen banana. And again, we're gonna add all of these ingredients into our blender. I am using the Blendtec twister jar, which I will link for you below. Pop on the lid, and you can blend this up until it's nice and smooth. You might have to find that you add a little bit more liquid if it's not blending up, but also try to scrape down the sides if you're having some trouble before adding liquid, because adding more liquid will cause the ice cream to be more icy, and it will take longer for the ice cream to freeze. So once you have it all nice and smooth, this is the texture that you're looking for. And you can either serve it right away, but I wanted to make sure it was a little bit harder. So again, I scooped it into little scoops onto a plate that I lined with parchment paper, and then I popped this in the freezer for another 6 to 8 hours until it was frozen. And then you can just serve this up, and again, you can top this with whatever you'd like. I kept things plain here, and this one definitely has more of a sorbet type texture because of the frozen strawberries, but it's still nice and creamy and it tastes delicious. Our third ice cream is the chocolate cherry ice cream, and the base is going to be cacao powder, some avocado, and some frozen cherries. And again, we are adding all of the ingredients into our blender. Like you can see, I actually like to add the frozen stuff first. I find that it blends best. Once you have everything in there, you can just pop the lid on and blend this up. You might want to add a little bit of liquid, but I found that the avocado was creamy enough. It's really up to you. Basically, just blend it up until it's nice and smooth, and then you should get this consistency. And for this one, I decided to just add it into a glass jar. This is normally what I do when I'm freezing banana ice cream. So I transfer it into a glass Tupperware container, and then I make sure that the top is smoothed over. I cover it, and then I pop it in the freezer for another, again, 6 to 8 hours or overnight. Then you can just scoop it into your dish. And I will say this is definitely on the less sweet side because there's no banana. You could absolutely add a little bit of monk fruit extract or stevia or even maple syrup to give it a little bit more sweetness, but I actually like the kind of really dark tartness of this one, so I think it's delicious as is, but I'll leave that one up to you. And finally, we have our mint chip. The base of this one is going to be frozen banana. We have some avocado, we have some cacao nibs, and we have some peppermint extract. There's also some spirulina, which is going to add a little bit more of a green color. You could also use matcha. So again, here we go. We're going to just add all of our ingredients into the blender. I decided not to add the spirulina right now because I wasn't sure how green the texture was going to be, so I actually add it later. If you do want to just add it in now, you totally can. I added in just half of the cacao nibs so that I could get some for the topping and so that they weren't so crunched up because they're not going to get blended. When I got to that nice smooth texture, I added in my spirulina, blended it back up until it was incorporated. And then again, we are going to, just like the other one, transfer this into a glass jar. So I just transferred this into a glass lock container. And then I sprinkled it with a little bit of extra cacao nibs so that when you scoop it, those whole cacao nibs are going to get into the ice cream. And then we're going to freeze this again for 6 to 8 hours, preferably overnight. And then you can just scoop it into your dish and you can see all of those amazing chips in there. It's super crunchy. This is definitely my favorite of the bunch. I love mint chip ice cream, and this is a really, really healthy and delicious way to enjoy it. And there you have it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed today's recipe video. So excited to see you recreate these banana ice cream recipes. If you do end up making them, make sure to share a photo with me on Instagram. You can tag @simplyquinoa or use #simplyquinoa. I also just want to mention that I have a brand new website that is live now. I am so excited about it. It's amazing. It is so much easier for you guys to use, so much easier for you to find on recipes, easier to use on mobile, all the good stuff, and it is live. I would love for you to come check it out, so I will put that down below for you as well. It is a work of love, and I am just so proud of it, and I think you guys are really gonna love it. So like I said, link is down below for you, as well as all of the other stuff that I talked about in the beginning. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, any feedback for me, as always, you can leave a comment in the comment box. I read all of the comments. I try to respond to as much as I can. So I really appreciate hearing from you guys, so you know that I am always there and you can ask away. If you have not yet joined our community and want to become part of the SQ family here on YouTube, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button. It is right below this video. You can also hit the little bell that is right next to that button. That will turn on your notifications and make sure that you never miss one of our brand new videos. Otherwise, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you so much for being here and for watching. Happy summer, happy almost August, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.